Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at RUNE. We looked at this yesterday, kind of talked a little bit about this key level resistance we want to pay attention to. Coincidentally, the price came up almost perfectly to that $3 range and turned itself around. Could it break through that level? Definitely. But is it going to? Possibly. Right. So let's talk a little bit about what might have to happen next in order for that to occur. And obviously, how much lower the price could go if it were to, because we do have some expected Fibonacci levels here for this being the potential fifth and final wave here for the impulse on Elliott Wave. So again, we're going to talk about that and much more. Thanks again for the request from Jojo K to cover this coin. Obviously, you're probably curious about what's going to happen next, considering we took a short at the 270 range yesterday. But as you noticed, I put multiple targets in the way, and we got filled at 290. So we're averaged out at 280 right now, so still looking okay. All right, so again, I like to structure my trades that way in some cases if I expect the price to continue higher. But I like to get a kind of a skin in the game, if you will, in case it doesn't, right? So truth is, it did come up a lot higher than we expected, but also rejecting at that specific level. So let's talk about that. Quickly to note, if you're new to the channel, thanks again for watching. Greatly appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, follow if you could. Please help us grow the channel and the algorithm. Really appreciate that. YouTube is brutal sometimes with putting my content out there just because it's more of a daily thing instead of a long-term thing. Regardless, take a look here at RUNE. The reason why I have this line drawn out, by the way, is this previous resistance range. We can see there right at about $2.99/$3 is the previous resistance. The price rejected there hard. Okay, now with the price waking up to that level here today, that's actually a good thing because the reality of it breaking through that the first attempt is pretty low. Okay, so it's probably going to reject out there and come back down to the 260 to 250 range as anticipated, but there's still a possibility of it going a little bit further because there are things referred to as liquidation hunts where they try to grab all the upper liquidity even though there isn't any yet. There will be potentially soon if we have another candle wick like this. Okay, so again, just some things to be mindful of, but I'll go ahead and remove this from yesterday and just kind of let's talk about what's going on here. So quickly to note, we can see here RSI is overextended. Okay, and last time it's done this before, it stayed above 70 for some time. So it's hit 91 in the most recent run, but you got to recognize it wasn't overextended going into that push, that breakthrough 70. We are overextended leading into this, so that leads me to believe we should see a pullback soon. Okay? So again, oftentimes the relative strength index is just kind of telling you if something's oversold or overbought. This is overbought leading into this overextension, okay? Not when this previous occurrence happened and it was considered to be undersold, if you will. Okay, so again, just some things to kind of think about as to if you can compare the two, they're very similar, but also very different in the kind of how they ramped up. This one already had a lot of momentum when it broke through this resistance. This previous one was already extending itself. Okay, so that leads me to believe that we're going to see a pullback because of that. We can also see here on the moving averages that we're above all three, right? So we know that we're still bullish on this coin. Okay, there's no other way around it. And the only reason why you'd want to consider shorting is to take some quick profit, some tighter targets there. Again, you got to keep in mind our targets are pretty darn close here in the 260 range. Okay, so we're not getting a super aggressive. A lot of times previous week highs, lows, opens and closes are retested. We got the previous week high and close right there at our take profit target range. Okay, so again, all the more reason why this coin should turn itself around within the next couple of days. Again, could it pump and go much further? There's potential for that. I don't think it's a probability, but it's a possibility. Okay, let's talk about that. Take a look at RSI. We're up over 70 still, kind of slowly coming back down. And as you saw previously, RSI was tapering off and the price keeps going up. That's typically a bearish divergence or a hidden bearish divergence, right? Basically telling us that the price action should pull back soon. That's half the reason why I felt confident taking the trade in this range. We take a look at the volume since taking that trade has increased. Okay? Now, with the increased volume here, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to shift gears, but it does imply that it's going to stay at this higher price point for potentially a little bit longer. But we have that resistance level to rely on. So once again, I feel like we're still going to see the price pull back. It may continue to wedge up like this for a little while and then come back down, or it might do a massive liquidity sweep and then come back down afterwards. Bottom line is this is overextended. We had a nice period of consolidation here, so this leg up is warranted, but it shouldn't last for much longer because we are at a 9 on TD sequential, kind of letting us know that we're nearing the end of this run. If you look at the last 9 we hit, price goes sideways and down. The 9 before that, it continued much higher, but that was the very first run, right? That was the first 24 to 48 hours. We are at like 72 to 108 hours, whatever the math is on that, of continuation to the upside. Okay? It has to come to an end eventually, things go parabolic, yes, but they typically come in threes, and we've got 3 days of bullish momentum so far. We should see a fourth red day tomorrow, likely if and when we have inflation on the news with the Fed meeting. Okay, so in case you don't already know this, I post this on my Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Let's find it here. Tomorrow, of course, November 1st, 2 p.m. is effectively, that's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, when the Fed meeting occurs, and we'll see the price of pretty much all coins go kind of crazy for a little while. Okay, I'm willing to speculate we're going to see the price kind of do this ugly little continuation and then start to fizzle out. Again, pending Bitcoin doesn't go crazy. If Bitcoin goes to 36,000, we can expect RUNE to continue. RUNE will probably still do very well for itself in the next coming days, because if you look at this here, there is a lot of red in the market, okay? And this coin isn't correcting itself. So you got to keep in mind, with all the other coins having corrected themselves and this one hasn't yet, it's due for a correction soon, okay? Again, anything that has profit is being taken mainly because we have Bitcoin dominance at a pretty high rate, and we also have altcoin dominance decreasing, okay? But the main thing is Bitcoin's maintaining its current price point, so the likelihood of a liquidity sweep here is high, and a pullback down to lower levels is equally as high with the bearish divergence that we see there. So again, a handful of little reasons to kind of consider, but the deck is still stacked against this coin. It shouldn't continue much higher. If we break this resistance level, maybe a different story, but I don't think we're going to do that. Once more, never truly know. All right, last thing but not least, Ichimoku Cloud. We are getting closer to closing this long position if you have one, okay? So the truth is, still has momentum. We're coming up on the cloud here. Best not to trade into that, but the lagging span is getting close to the price action, and that's typically the first sign you want to look for to consider closing your position, because it's losing that effective edge, right? It's losing that trend line. Okay. So truth is, the price goes sideways for another 24 hours. It'll likely continue down. We just got to see what happens tomorrow. We'll probably have some ugly heartbeat monitors, if you will. You know, the price comes over and does one of these. We're going to probably see something like that tomorrow. So just be mindful, okay? All the more reason why we use low position size, low leverage on swing trades like this. 5x leverage trades is what we're using. And if you see here, staying very, very profitable with a lot of coins. Some might take a month. Others might take a couple of days, like 7 hours for this one here. But we waited roughly, 25 days for 105%. Either way, still winning at the end of the day, even if we do hit a stop loss once in a while, okay? Again, this is all available in my premium group. Be sure to check that out if you are interested, because we're going to start limiting the amount of members. We're just going to cap out the amount at a certain point here soon. So just be mindful that's coming. But either way, questions, concerns, reach out on Discord, Telegram, Twitter, the whole 9 yards there. Greatly appreciate it. Comment below. Let us know if you found benefit here. And obviously, I look forward to working with you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for your time. See you.